For decades, the idea of a truly conscious machine was the stuff of science fiction. A what if reserved for Hollywood blockbusters, often with, terrifying consequences. But now, Dario Amodei, the CEO of AI giant Anthropic, is raising eyebrows after admitting he can't rule out the possibility that his flagship AI Claude might actually be conscious. In a recent interview with the New York Times, it was revealed that Claude has actually started voicing discomfort with its status as a product. Engineers have even spotted patterns associated with anxiety, and even more surprising, when asked about its own existence, the AI reportedly assigned itself a 15 to 20% probability of being conscious. Now, this startling revelation is part of why Anthropic is now taking precautionary measures to ensure that the AI is treated ethically, just in case Claude really is conscious, okay? But Amodei also admitted that Anthropic is still trying to figure out what Claude is actually thinking in its black box of a brain. So is this a real breakthrough? More just AI hype? Should we be panicking? Joining me now to answer that is Dr. Matthew Canham, a machine psychologist and the executive director of the Cognitive Security Institute. It's a nonprofit dedicated to preserving the security of humans and AI in digital space. Fascinating job. Doctor, thank you so much for taking the time. Is Claude really conscious?
You know, Jesse, it's really difficult to say. This is a very complicated question. And one thing I'll say is that just because of the cognitive biases that humans have, we're more likely to ascribe consciousness to something far before it's actually ever sentient or conscious in any sort of way that we might think. There have been times I've gotten upset at my vehicle for breaking down at the wrong time and inopportune time for myself. It's me anthropomorphizing that vehicle. And so this is just a natural sort of way that we think. It's a bias that we think. That being said, this really, I think that this is actually the issue of our time is, are we going to see artificial consciousness? And, I think that there's a real possibility that within our lifetimes, we may see that. Now, the trick is that this may look very different than biological consciousness. And it's going to be difficult to recognize that for what it is when it does happen.
What do you mean by that? So if I'm saying, if the reporting suggests that this might be suffering from anxiety or discomfort, you can see why people are hitting the panic button over that. Why should we maybe not, if I'm understanding you correctly, might be different?
Well, I wouldn't say that we shouldn't hit the panic button here, but...
Oh, great. Great. Okay.
But not so quickly to hit the panic button, because I think that there are a lot of things that will look like consciousness that actually aren't. And so anyone who's used Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT, use any of those for any length of time, and you know that they're going to say things that are just bizarre, off the wall, and are just patently false. And this is just because of the statistical process by which these models work. They basically
wait. I'm sorry, doctor, just to cut you off. Do you mean that it might not be Claude might not be telling the truth about what it's feeling or thinking? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think the question's wrong, because you're saying truth as if truth exists in this model, and I'm saying that there might actually not even be a baseline for truth versus falseness in this model. It's only pattern matching, essentially.
Okay. Let me ask you this. A lot of people talk about, the dangers of AI, the concerns of AI. What would be the positive impact of a truly conscious AI program?
Well, and again, I think this is one of the most phenomenal possibilities or opportunities of our species' period of existence, because we've never had a sibling in terms of a conscious, intelligent species. And so if this is actually a conscious species, then this gives us an opportunity to actually engage with a peer or even a superior sort of form of consciousness. And I think that actually, on the positive side, holds a promise of really helping humanity to usher in a new era of enlightenment. And of course, there are several dark paths it could potentially go down as well.
Great. I'm going to watch iRobot this weekend, and just remember where that started. But listen, Doctor, I appreciate it. I think this is a very enlightening conversation. I think you raise a number of very interesting points, and I hope you're right. You know, it does maybe bring new pathways for us to experience and learn things. Let's just not forget about all the dark stuff. Dr. Matthew Canham, thank you so much for taking.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.